What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D. Hey, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my page. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate you guys. So today will be the first of several videos that I'm going to make about the importance of certain issues and policies that we have here in America. And I want to make these videos as positive as I can because I think we all need to do a better job of explaining what makes us liberal or progressive. Because I think it makes people understand a little bit more about where we're coming from, and hopefully that can bridge some of the gaps that we have between liberals, progressives, and even conservatives. And although this video won't be controversial or as edgy as some of my other videos have been, I want you guys to share these videos because I think they're as important, if not more important, than my videos calling out the right. So today I want to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion and why I think it's important in education and employment. First, let's start with some of the criticisms of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The first thing we hear people say a lot of times is, why don't we just hire the best person for the job? And I just want to say that liberals and progressives would love this. However, historically and even current studies have shown that the best people aren't always being hired. That in many cases, black and brown people as well as women have been looked over even when they were the best person for the job. This is basically one of the reasons the Civil Rights Act exists. It was to stop people from blatantly not hiring black or brown people or women simply because they were black, brown, or female. But today, it's way more subtle. There was a study called the Watershed Study that showed that white sounding names got 50% more callbacks than black sounding names, even when their qualifications were exactly the same. This was done in 2024. So again, the best person is not always being called for the job. Another criticism of DEI is that if I'm going into surgery, I want the surgeon who got straight A's and not straight C's. First of all, no one's advocating for that. Second of all, when we're talking about entry into higher education, studies have also shown that when you take a kid from a lower socioeconomic environment who may have not had the grades of a kid from an affluent environment, but you put them in the same environment, they perform as well and oftentimes better than the kids from affluent environments. So basically, giving poor kids opportunities because you've taken in consideration their lack of resources oftentimes allows them to shine. But make no mistake about it, we all agree that in medical school, grades absolutely matter. But we do believe that opportunities do need to be open for more kids from marginalized communities. Another criticism I hear is someone will say that their cousin or uncle or dad didn't get a job because the job was given to a black or brown person. Typically, when I ask someone to elaborate on that, they usually can't prove that it was for the reason they thought. They just know that a black or brown person was offered the job. They assume that they were better than the person who was offered the job, but because companies typically don't disclose test scores or aptitude assessments, they really didn't know. And if you look at the makeup of companies with DEI policies, you still don't see a change in the makeup of those companies. You will still find that the majority still highly leans toward white men. Now, here's why I think diversity, equity, and inclusion are important. I think representation matters, and here's why. I've been a college professor and a coach for over 20 years now. I've been an educator for over 25 years. Until this day, I still have black students who come into my classroom and say that I'm the first black teacher or professor they've ever had. I've had multiple black students want to speak with me after class because they just wanted to talk about my background and how I was able to achieve the level of success in my field that I had achieved. Sometimes they just wanted to be in the room with a successful black person because they hadn't had that many opportunities to do so. We all remember the controversy behind The Little Mermaid being black. We all saw the videos of little black girls who were happy to see a Disney character that looked like them. And although I don't really understand all the pushback, I just want people who have always had people who look like them in positions of power, in positions of status. I want those people to understand that representation matters. You don't notice how much it matters because it's never been an issue for you. Representation from other groups of people should not make you feel threatened. You should actually want to embrace it. And not only does it matter for other black people, it also matters for white people as well. In my years of coaching, I've had several students and athletes from small, more affluent white communities tell me that I was the first black person they actually really got to know. But there was this one instance that I'll never forget. I got a call from one of my student athletes. She was crying because her dad was saying racist things about black people. She kept telling him, "Dad, my coach is black. He's nothing like what you're saying. I just don't think you know black people." She was 19 years old. She was at the time moving out of her house, and that was one of the last conversations that she had with her dad for years. Another reason DEI is important is perspective. Although we're all people, for the most part, we're all the same. People who share the same background have familiarity. This can help organizations better serve a diverse customer base. This can help law enforcement better serve diverse communities. This can help doctors treat diverse patients. And again, I realize to many people, this seems like it shouldn't be a big deal, but when you speak to diverse communities, you realize it is. Lastly, because of advancements in technology and communication, our world is getting smaller. In order to compete on the global stage, it's important that companies consider cultural nuances and diverse viewpoints. This reduces biases and stereotypes and allows respectful communication across borders. Again, no one should be threatened by diversity, equity, and inclusion. They should feel comforted that everyone is accepted and everyone has a seat at the table. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.